welcome to the Folk Hogan podcast. After a little bit of a summertime hiatus, we have returned to talk about all the things Folk Hogan related. Shows, stories, songs, all the things we do, all the weird stuff we do. Chips, how are you today? Oh, he's working the mixer right now.
I'm good.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Good. You just worked a crazy weekend. Nick was running stage and sound at one of the Grid City Music Festival gigs.
At Saltfire Brewing.
Yeah. And we played Grid City. So it was, you were doing double duty.
Grid City Squared. We played at the Grid City Brewery.
Yeah.
And
it was toasty.
yeah, it was like 90 plus degrees up there, and that made it challenging.
Yeah. It was very, very, very hot. Thankfully, about halfway through the set, some clouds came in, cooled things down. So that helped. Yeah, we took a little bit of a summertime break. We were just so busy, so many shows, so many things to do. Preparing for our European tour, which we leave for on the 2nd of September. So, it's coming up quick. So excited to go back, though. I know the whole band loves it, but how do you feel about it, Chips?
I like Europe.
That's all you got to say?
I like playing Europe.
It's a blast.
It's going to be really fun.
Yeah. We have currently, I think, 12 shows.
Yeah, I was just looking
there
at the
might be
list.
some other ones that are going to sneak in there, but
yeah. They're still working on booking a couple more, and even if they didn't, we'd be just delighted to play what we've got on the roster right now.
Pleased as punch just to hang out in Europe, especially with all the things going on in America right now. It feels pretty good to be getting out for a little bit. Yeah, this is our 4th tour over there altogether. Our first one was in 2019, and then, of course, the 2021 was canceled. And then we went back in 2022, went back in 2024, and here we are in 2025.
Whew.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people frequently ask, like, what shows are like over there and how they're different. And it's sort of hard to explain to people that are used to bars and shows in America in comparison with how they are in Europe. Like, for example, when you go to most bars in Utah or in the US for that matter, there's almost always a TV on the wall.
Yeah, without fail.
You know, it's different if you're going to like a venue type place, but that's just not a thing. That's just not a thing over there. There are certainly bars that have TVs, but places that have music do not generally have televisions, which is wonderful. People actually pay really close attention to shows over there. I remember our first time over there, we were in I want to say we were in Dusseldorf in Germany. And typically when we're over there, we'll play like 3 30-minute sets. And we had a break in between 2 of the sets, and this woman came up to me and was like, hey, so the second verse of like the 3rd song in that set, there was a line that I just wanted to understand better of the lyrics.
What?
Yeah. And like, that is the best way to explain to people that a lot of the time playing in Europe, Like they know how to be an audience. They know how to like sit and watch a show, and that is their entertainment. Nobody's looking at their phones. Nobody's watching a TV somewhere. A lot of people aren't even having conversations. Like people are there to see the band, whether they know the band or not. They will go out because they go, oh, this place has music, so we're going to go and listen to music at this place. It's amazing. I love that part about it. Because you get like actual feedback from a lot of folks. So it's thoroughly enjoyable. I think, Nick, when we're over there, I assume we're going to do some episodes with the boys.
We could.
Yeah. Take the hard drive, plug it in.
Easily.
Yeah. That could be fun. Do a couple of episodes, just let people know what sort of insane things we're getting up to. We are going to have a couple of days off. I know Cameron really wants to go to, what's it called? Movie Park, which is like a theme park in Germany. That's like $35 to get into, but it is, it's a roller coaster park, which like isn't exactly my jam, but I'll go. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We've had our fair shares of adventures over there. We've gone to castles. We've gone to like World War II bunkers. We went to like a Nazi cemetery. It's really just a German armed forces cemetery because it's World War I and World War II. That was in Netherlands, and so every time they're doing any excavation in the country and they find the remains of a German soldier, they bury them in the Netherlands, which is crazy. There's like 37,000 graves there, and it's and there's a bar, so that's why we went. And we're gonna eat a ton of bitterballen, which is like the greatest food ever invented. It's like a beef stew, like a shredded beef roux that's rolled and deep fried, breaded and deep fried. It is, probably my favorite over there. But what are you excited for, Chips?
Yumbo. I'm just going to have a liter of water in my hand the whole time.
At all times.
All the carbonated water and the beautiful produce and all the snacks. And it's fun to go back so many times and see people that we know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful. Our wonderful pal Tom Clays is in the Netherlands, and we made friends with him, and we have subsequently made friends with his dad and his brother and his mom. In fact, his dad, Eric, and his brother, Mike, were in town here a while back, and we took him out and showed him a real good time. So we're excited to see all of them. And Yordi's the guy that we booked through, and he's just the best.
Yordi.
We love Yordi.
What shows are we playing before we leave?
So before we leave,
we got a week. We can't just sit around.
Yeah, we got 2 shows. So
I'll
this
probably
weekend,
edit this tomorrow or the next day.
So this weekend, which is the 30th of August, we are playing at Funkin' Dive in Ogden. And it's going to be a right old good time. I love Ogden. I think Ogden's really underrated. Like, it's a fun town. There's a lot of amazing people there. There's a lot of really good bands up there. There's some fun places to play.
I don't know how to say their name, but it's spelled Skrud. And they're from Ogden, or at least they play Ogden a lot. And they were my favorite band of the whole weekend.
Yeah?
Imagine a young, angry Rage Against the Machine.
Okay. I mean, that's
but
right
from
up my
Salt
alley.
Lake City, and replace the guitar with the guitar synth crossover keytar sound.
Okay.
So elements of, and then the bass player just playing these like driving Limp Bizkit-esque kick-ass bass lines.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Dude,
I'll have to check them out.
Let's see. Let's look at a Nick clip. He brought a clip. Roll the clip. This should be them. That was it. That was the clip.
All right.
They had in that song, the chorus was, "The president's a rapist. Something, something. The president's a rapist. Something, something."
Yeah. Well, they hit the nail on
And
the
I
head.
was just like, God, I love how angry these barely 21-year-old kids are.
Hell yeah.
We also had Molotov.
I love Molotov. Oh, everyone in this band loves Molotov.
So loud, so
Yeah.
angry.
They rule. They're
I didn't
so
get
much
very-
fun.
I didn't get very long clips of really anything, but
Yeah.
I got a little bit of our friend Pepper Rose.
Oh yeah. She has a great voice.
I like
Nice.
that. I like that
Yeah.
cover. I crop dust at Whole Foods. Yeah, and Jimmy Dead. They practice here, I think. Ash, that used to be in Breakfast in Silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in, was Breakfast in Silence.
Yeah.
They are in that band. And one of the two vocalists you can hear. And then that dude, we always run into him here. Like he's always here because he has two bands that rehearse here.
Yeah. Excited to play
Good
Ogden
weekend.
again. Funk
Yeah.
and Dive rules.
Yeah, I know. I
got
was
good
wondering
food.
what got me on that tangent.
And then Sunday, all ages show. We're playing up at Brighton. Bring your sunscreen. Easy to get sunburned all the way up there. But if you haven't been to one of those shows, it's pretty relaxed. It's pretty leisurely. All sorts of people passing through. They always have really, really good barbecue and lots of really good food up there. They usually have like a little beer cart, so folks can
So
grab a
much
beer.
fun.
And there's so much stuff you can do up there. There's obviously tons of hiking.
And
but
she was. I saw her this weekend.
Brianna?
Brianna,
Yeah.
vegan hot dog lady.
Yeah. Her and her husband used to have a cart called City Dogs.
Yeah.
And it was a vegan hot dog cart, and it was like my favorite food cart in the valley, which is saying something living in a place that has Don Rafa's. But they still have the cart. It's like in their backyard or something. And every time I see her, I'm like,
Just show up at their house and be like, I want 2 D-dogs.
yeah, come on.
Here's $50. I'm in no hurry. And just pop up like one of those lawn chairs.
Yep. But yeah,
Not like a modern like camping chair, but like one of those lawn chairs that just has like the nylon strapping and the
Yeah.
aluminum frame.
right.
Straight out of the trailer park.
Yeah. Straight out of my childhood. Yeah, Brighton's fun. We play for like 3-4 hours up there. So you got plenty of time. People just kind of filter through as they're hiking down, and it's pretty relaxed, but it's wonderful. And it's a lot. The temperature is so much cooler up there. So if you've been trying to find ways to beat the heat, you can go up there for just the gas that it costs you to get up there. They don't charge for it or anything. You can just show up, have a good time. It's a blast. Yeah. So that's on Sunday the 31st.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
They have good vegan options.
Yeah. They have all the food up there is good.
If that pushes you over the sometimes, you want to take a group of like 6 or 7 people.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that the one vegan in the group is going to eat.
That's we try to do that.
That's the
we try to do that, but you're pretty good at like finding the things on a menu that you can break down and have them remove things and combine with other things that
yeah. Give me a coffee. No baby cow milk.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be a busy weekend because that's those
Do I look like a baby cow?
Those Brighton shows are typically 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we play the night before in Ogden, so we're gonna have an awful lot of stage time in the course of, barely over 12 hours.
I don't really talk about being vegan very often, but I talk about food a lot.
True.
Mainly because you gotta eat, and I like to cook.
Yeah.
A lot. Where was I? I was at the 7-Eleven picking up this beverage that we're not going to name drop.
If you've seen Nick Passy anytime soon, you've probably seen him with one in his hands. So.
It's got bubbles in it, and it's not beer. Riddle that. So, I find it remarkable that so many people are allergic or have issues digesting dairy, like such a large representation, and that somehow it's like if you're going to the 7-Eleven and you look over, they've got a whole cooler full of frozen stuff, and there's like easily 20 different kinds of ice cream.
Yeah.
And there's not like one non-dairy thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's the weirdest thing that we've politicized people's allergies in this country.
Yeah.
Well, if you eat tofu, then you're obviously this, or this.
Right.
You're either a hippie or you're Asian and it's like we've prioritized we talk a lot about just class issues and race issues and all of the things that are happening politically in this nation all the time.
Yeah.
But on this very, very less important scale, it's just like one of the weirdest things is that it's just like just that we've politicized a dairy allergy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
to the point where there couldn't just be one fucking non-dairy pint of Ben and Jerry. It already exists.
All right. So
it's already at like a bunch of places.
So this hasn't happened before on the podcast, I don't think.
Oh.
But it's going to happen right now. Here comes. All right. I'll get into political beliefs and my views on the world in general. The part of capitalism is that we have tied the things that we purchase to our identity, right? That's been a huge part of what the capitalist structure in America specifically has worked really hard to do, to say like, oh, if you have this thing, you're cool. If you have this thing, you're hip. If you have this thing, you're poor. If you have this thing, then you're ugly. It's, there's been so much of tying the things you buy to your identity, to a point where people can be a Chevy driver and not like someone because they drive a Ford, be an iPhone user and be rude to people that don't have iPhones because they don't want to see a green text. And similarly, there has become this, and I think it's grown over the years, although I do think, and you can correct me on this, that maybe it's gotten better for vegetarian and vegan folks, since so many more people are making those decisions for themselves. But like, making a determination about who someone is based on the things that they eat is kind of foolish. Like, I have dreadlocks. There's plenty of people that make the assumption that because I have dreadlocks, I smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. But like, people try to give me weed, or people ask me for weed pretty often. And, there's so many things that are tied into that. Like, you wouldn't look at someone with, short hair and be like, did you go to Jeffrey Epstein's island? You have short hair and Jeffrey Epstein had short hair. Like, there is, and yet people make those determinations about other people based on these tiny little things, based on their footwear or their eating habits or their haircut or any little thing. And it's so frustrating. And I'm sure that you have to bear so much of that being vegan. You probably have to end up hearing a lot of things from people where they're like, well, oh, you're vegan? Well, you're not getting all of your vitamins, which, like, you've been vegan for how many years now? Almost 20?
It's long enough to have died from it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so preposterous. And, it comes from a place of ignorance, but this is something that is sort of built into American culture because of the fact that we've tied so much of what we consume in general to our identities and to other people's identities. Like, there's plenty of folks out there that are willing to say that, like, anyone who voted for Trump is racist. And I get that. I totally understand why people feel that way. Because there's a lot of things that you simply cannot ignore that the Trump administration has done and continues to do that is racist. But like, any group of people in this world exist on a spectrum, and at either end of that spectrum, you're going to have people that believe pretty much opposite things, even though they agree on one sole thing. Yeah.
But we could say if they voted a second time, they're definitely racist.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Well, who knows?
Oh man, I just saw. Sorry. But
yeah, it's so easy to be afraid of each other, and it's so easy to make assumptions about other people based on things that are essentially trivial, like what they eat. Have you ever met a person that is vegan that is mean? Yeah. Have you ever met a person that's vegan that's nice? Yeah. Have you ever met a person that eats meat that's mean? Yeah. Have you ever met a person that eats meat that's nice? Yeah. Like, it's so stupid to make those determinations. But for some reason, like, there's that consistent joke of people being like, oh, vegans are pushy, and they talk about it all the time. I know a lot of fucking vegan people, and I don't know any of them that are pushy about it. The only people I've ever met that were pushy about it were people that like in high school were being vegan as like their statement, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of how high school kids are. They're terror.
Yes. We all knew someone in high school that, like, got a specific type of car, and then their entire personality became based off of how that car is perceived.
Sure.
Like, oh, you got an IROC Z Camaro with a T-top. Now you've got a mullet. You wear a gold chain.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, again, this is just another one of those things that's like, oh, this is the thing I see associated with that, so I'm going to do that thing. Or this is the thing I see associated with that, so I assume that that person is going to do that thing. And we all have our experiences that can, bolster those beliefs or shatter those beliefs, but most people are going to ignore the things they see that shatter those beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, it works to our advantage too, but
yeah.
Oh man, I just saw this mini thing about St. George that is like super red county area, voted for Trump and then lost all of their funding. That's like they desperately needed to fix some of their infrastructure problems there. They've got a giant freeway running through the middle of the town, and it's a growing area, and they were going to do some things in the community to connect the two sides of the city a little bit better, put some more roads, and just like the kind of things that people that like do not mind giving their money to the government talk about. Like, well, what about the roads? What about the, except like, and they lost all of that funding, and it's just like such a bummer. It's like, even these people that were willing to look past blaring social issues that make you and I irate.
Yeah.
Major problems with our government that, drive us nervous. They're not even getting the things that they thought they were.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have a relative that is a Trump voter, and I try to always have discourse with folks I disagree with, because I like to get an idea of why people believe the things they believe. And when he was like, yeah, well, this is like 2024, he was like, yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump. And I was like, oh, why are you going to do that? And he was like, well, I feel like the economy was better under Trump. And, we all have our personal experiences. So that was the reason that he voted for Trump. But economy's not doing so hot right now, and it's like everybody gets burned. Everybody gets burned over these things. And it's so frustrating, specifically, like you said, that so many folks were willing to look past the horrible humanitarian and social things that the current administration is gleefully taking part in. We're black bagging people on the street of America. American citizens. Not that it really matters in my mind, but they're black bagging people and sending them to other countries. The army base that was home to the Japanese internment during World War II is now an ICE detention center. They say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Yeah. We're on that trajectory. You can look at the playbook for the National Socialist Party in Germany and look at what they were doing in the 20s and 30s, and we're doing an accelerated version of that. There's a part of me that is a little bit concerned about going to Europe and not being let back into America because of my involvement in protests and my involvement in organizing and my involvement in saying certain things loudly about the administration. Like, that is a concern of mine. But I'm going to keep saying stuff. I don't care. I got to do it. We got to do what we got to do. I mean, that's the thing is we have a privilege being like white dudes from Utah that other folks just do not have. So
yeah, we get to scoot through life on a much easier rate.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So I mean, especially with all the National Guards being deployed across the US, it's, you know, when we first went to Europe in 2019, it was an endless parade of questions about what the fuck is going on over there. Why did people vote this guy in? An endless parade of people asking if we voted for Trump, which, you know, they got an earful, or asking if we knew people that did. And I have a lot of disappointment with the political system in general, but it's definitely an order of magnitude greater at this moment, a couple orders of magnitude greater, more likely. And, you know, we knew this tour was coming up, but when the election results were coming in, we were at band practice, and like, we were all pretty upset. And I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, oh my God, Europe is going to suck, because like we're just going to have to talk about it the entire time, which I'm fine with, but I can see other people getting tired of those questions.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot of answers for a lot of these questions.
Yeah. Wish we did. You know, I certainly have written songs for this band that have been pretty political. And I haven't been super outspoken about my political beliefs on stage or on this podcast, or anytime that I'm representing the band, specifically because it's a band of a bunch of people, and the things that I believe might not be the same that everyone else believes. And I don't think it's fair that anyone in this band should get lumped into my anarcho-syndicalist beliefs if they don't believe in them. But there are certain things that we all absolutely know that we all agree on, and human rights is number one. And, you know, specifically what's happening with trans people and immigrants is terrifying and reprehensible. And oh boy, if you're not out there getting in the streets, you should be. I don't want to be too preachy, but join a mutual aid, join a local organization, whether it's a union or a protest organization. Most protest organizations operate fairly anonymously, even between the people in the protest. So get out there.
Well, we're gonna part two a little bit and talk more about Europe on the next episode.
Sorry, tangent. Yeah,
we like tangents. That's why we have a podcast, so we can.
You know,
we would try to save this stuff for the podcast so we can just play more songs at the shows.
Yeah, just so people understand when they're listening to this, I used to have an employee that occasionally would intentionally, for his own enjoyment, bring up something to get me going on talking about politics, just so he could watch me rant and run around the shop for 45 minutes and scream.
We used to get our science teacher talking about Vietnam, and then he wouldn't assign us any homework or teach us anything that day. It was awesome.
Jeez,
Kind of the same thing.
Awful.
Well, we're going to talk next episode about that one thing that you always pack for every tour. We're going to talk about some of the songs that might make a comeback. We're going to talk about set list.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a bunch of cool shit. So, if you got family in the Netherlands or Germany, then
or Austria,
let them know we're coming back, and it's worth driving more than 5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, bye.